I'm Rob Sims. I am the COS, Chief Operating Servant of Primitiv Group, as well as co-founder. What Black History means to me is just really celebrating the grit, the fight, the overcoming spirit, the resilience that Black people have had in this country, and being a person that's an entrepreneur and trying to be a pioneer in another industry, I'm looking forward to carrying the torch forward as well. So that's what it means to me, just really celebrating what we've been able to accomplish, and really an opportunity for people that are still building to take a look at that and push it forward. Definitely football was always around in my house. My dad played in the NFL back in the late 70s, and kind of grew up the kid that everybody knew that your dad used to play. He was 6'8", 400 pounds too, so he was a huge guy. So always had that expectation. When I was introduced to the game, it came easy to me. And from there, I saw an opportunity for me to do something at a very high level, and something I really enjoyed doing. And that's really the story of football, man. The rest of it all kind of came into place with being drafted to Seattle, traded to Detroit, winning a national championship with the Ohio State Buckeyes. So I've had a great run. I didn't get into cannabis in 2008. I was actually in the league, and I tore my pec in a routine practice before the season. I ended up playing one game that year, missing the rest. I was at home recovering, and I had two options. It was either take the opioids that was prescribed, or start to use cannabis. And I chose using cannabis, and I haven't looked back since. And I feel like it's made me a healthier, functioning citizen and a father. And I thank God for it. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I had an uncle that was an entrepreneur, and he had a car dealership, so I always thought I wanted to get on the cars, following his footsteps. When I got to Detroit, I thought for sure I would be a Ford dealer because I was working for the Fords, but there were other plans for me to go and start real estate. So I started real estate, actually owned a title company, a mortgage company. I'm still part of the group that owns the naming rights for RE/MAX of Southeastern Michigan. And actually did some fix and flips where I had some of my teammates get involved in those, and Calvin was one of those people, and we did well on a couple deals, and we were able to grow that into cannabis real estate, into building a cannabis brand. It's been a whirlwind. I've been out the league for 10 years, but I feel like I've been able to accomplish a lot. I thought early on we recognized that there were no experts in the field, because it was a brand new field being built. You had a lot of guys that could grow a couple great plants in a basement, but nobody who had really mastered doing 1,700 plants or 20,000 plants or 100,000 plants in a facility. So we saw that as an opportunity where everybody was kind of starting on the ground level, so to speak, even though some people had more experience with the actual plant. And so we were smart enough to just make a deal where we had a lot of creative control over what was happening there, along with the real estate. And as we kept getting into it, we just kept building it. And here we are today. I think I've always been around, people who have been the first to do stuff. And I've always had opportunities to be one of the first guys to play in a freshman class, or one of the first guys to play in a rookie class coming into the league. And, I've been around early success my whole life. And cannabis is something that I thought I would be able to do the same. Jokes on me, there was a roller coaster. There was a lot of ups and downs in the beginning. And really I had to fight from the absolute bottom, and was really humbled in a lot of different ways. And, I thought that coming into this space, I would be able to bring some things from the NFL when I played ball, and kind of inject those into our business and our culture. And I think over time we've been able to do that. And even though it's been a long road, we're seeing the vision that we had in the beginning start to come to pass. And we're starting to see that we built a great team with some great people, and we still have a great opportunity in front of us. You know, there's a couple of different things that we always say, keep stacking. You know, that's just to imply that we just keep working every single day, right? We're not going to get it all done in one day. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, so to speak. Neither is Primitiv, right? It's taken years for us to continue to perfect our craft. It's taken years for us to keep going back to the drawing board. And you have to do that in football too. You know, when you have a bad game, you got to go right back to the fundamentals, right? The early stuff, like how do I stand? You know, how do I get into my stance? You know, where do I put my hands? And you know, we see the same thing in our business when we have issues, right? We go back to the basics. Okay, what did the seed do? Okay, you know, how was the customer service at our store? You know, did we hit all of our KPIs? You know, things like that. So you know, definitely keep stacking is a big one. I think I've always been charitable. My co-founder, Calvin Johnson, has obviously been very charitable with his foundation. And, you know, something you just wanted to continue here in Detroit, and now it's expanded to Michigan with our store being in Niles. So Primitiv Gives is our charitable arm out of our business. And, you know, we've done some great work. You know, we do a big turkey drive every year at the store. We do a great, you know, back to school book bag drive, you know, every year at the store. And, you know, we're giving back to those Black and brown communities, and not just those communities that just need it in general. And, you know, that means a lot to me. You know, I've been given my opportunity with fame and fortune and all that. And my ability to be able to give back, you know, that's really the real fruit of what I've been able to build, you know, and it's a great feeling to be able to do that, you know, for Primitiv. When I was playing for the Lions or the Seahawks, or just me, you know, the Robin Natalie Sims Donor Advised Fund. So we've done some really fun things, and, you know, that's going to continue for as long as we're here. You know, we've always had an interesting push for that, right? One thing we learned is, like, people need support, and sometimes it doesn't matter where that support comes from. Those people that don't really like it are usually not the people that needs the support. So we kind of keep that in the back of our minds. And I would say that to them is that you know, cannabis isn't going anywhere. I mean, it's been here before it was legal. Now it's legal. It's continued. It's going to push forward, and things are going to change. And you know, there will be brands that do that. I think the ones that survive are the ones like us who have built a brand that is trying to tear those stereotypes down and do the right things and like that. And you know, we come as we are. We built this brand so a kid could have this on a T-shirt and you not look twice. But at the same time, me and Calvin bringing our platform has done nothing but help, I would think, those communities, and we're going to continue to do that. I would say tie your cleats up tight. You know, this is not for the faint of heart. This is a new industry with new rules. They're changing every day. You've got a market that is still trying to figure itself out. Everything is very capital driven, and you know, it's not for the faint of heart. This is something you've got to dedicate, you know, a large portion of your life to. You know, we're going on 8-9 years doing this, right? I've done this longer. I'm almost doing this longer than I played for the Lions. So it's pretty crazy when you think back and, you know, sit back and think about it. The body of work we put in over this time, and that's what it's going to take. It's not going to be a tomorrow thing where you turn the lights on and everything's good. You're going to have to work for it. I would want people to know it's an amazing plant, right? And it does not have, it's funny the way we used to look at it years ago is just dope. And we realize how complex it is. We realize that different cannabinoids have been used, and we've been able to use them in different products to affect different things. And we've just got this, we have this thing that has all these benefits that we've just begun to look at and really figure out, like, how do we maximize the benefits? And we've done that just based off of stereotype and putting that particular plant in a box. And there's a real opportunity as we look forward to pain management, and how we look forward to sleep. And you know, there's some great opportunities here for not just one or two people, but for the world. And it's not just build something to get you high. Well, I think we've tried to do that with our Primitiv Performance brand. That being a CBD product, non-THC product, but still being a product that people didn't know much about. And we put it in topical, put it in a drink mix, and we're able to go out and have real partnership with professional sports teams, Detroit Tigers and Ford Field, where the Lions play. So it's amazing that we've been able to make that transition with that product and the reception we get with that product. When it's federally legal, I think that we can do the same thing because of the way we build it and been pioneers in that space, that the THC will just follow that. And it won't look much different than it looks right now for us on the CBD side. So that's what it looks like for us. Other folks, right, there'll always be some big money that comes in and positions themselves. I mean, that's just what it is. And then, the strong will survive, just like in any other business, right? We are not here to be given anything. We're here to earn it, and that's what we're going to do. And when that time comes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to earn it. When I look at Jeter and their overall what they've been able to do in their success, it's one of the few brands you not only see in other states, but you see in other countries, right? You see that brand in Canada, and it's a recognizable brand, and they've done a great job with their marketing. And when I look at a group like us that has a platform, the marketing piece is always a big piece, right? And we built our company to be effective with that. But as I look for, who's the big brother to that, I would look at Jeter and go like, wow, from a marketing standpoint, those guys do some great stuff. They spend well. We have an upcoming collab with them. And, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think from a product standpoint, man, you got a host of guys that have been not only in this market, but the caregiver market before that turn out some great product. The list goes on and on with those guys. But yeah, I think there's definitely some guys that are strong in this game. There's some great retailers. Charge is a great retailer. Fire Station up north is a great retailer. Puff are great retailers. And you've got some awesome things going on out here, and some real guys have built great businesses. Man, we got some real newcomers coming up. I would say we got a nice Tangy, even though it's like a little old school. I love it because it's kind of one of the first couple of strains I've had when I was younger. I would say our Sub-Zero. That's just one of my favorite strains out here. So I was happy to see we were growing one of those. Our Dante's Inferno, I think will be special. Yeah, we've got some things coming down the pipe, man. That's the thing, man. We earned it, and we're starting to see the fruits of that labor. Hey guys, man, if you want to check us out, go to our Now store. If you're in the Boston area, check out our store in Boston, right across from the harbor. And yeah, man, you can pick up all of our strains. You can pick up our Turf brand. You can pick up our Primitiv brand. And then if you can't make it to any of those, we're in 150 stores, also in Michigan. So look forward to you guys trying the product, and take care. Hey, to everyone out there, happy Black History Month. Keep stacking.